hip hip fucking hooray. Like you dim the lights, maybe add a little red tint. Whoa. You're just gonna be fucking horny all the time. The me time. Cancel that thought entirely. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know at what point my YouTube channel basically became this sexual. Like I feel like when I started off doing all the hygiene videos, it was really intimate. It was like, okay, this is brilliant. And I feel like now I'm just delving into all types of sexual content, and quite frankly, I'm living for it. I'm here for it. This is the stuff my babies need to know. I've noticed that some of you guys refer to me as like the older sister you never had, and when I say that makes me so happy. I am an only child, and I always used to beg my mom to have a little girl. Like I always wanted a little sister, and she never did. So now I feel like I've got just a bunch of little sisters that come in all different beautiful heights and shapes and sizes and colors and hair lengths and hair textures, and from different countries with different accents. And honestly, really and truly, my mom did not need to have another little girl, because now I've got like a gazillion sisters, and I'm so happy. So today, after I asked people on my Instagram what they wanted my next video to be about, we decided that it was going to be about masturbation and self-pleasure, and just as a female more so, the best ways to find out what you do and don't enjoy. I started this conversation, and the reason that this became one of the topics is not only because a few people had asked me to talk about it, but also because I recently, okay, my top is just a bit, it's supposed to sit there and it's just not sitting right, but it's fine. I recently had a conversation with a few of my male friends, and one of them turned around and said to me that it's not right for a female to expect a man to make her feel a certain way sexually, to make her come, to make her do these things without her knowing how to do it herself. And a part of me was like, you know when you like your female instincts and you're like, okay, let me tell you about yourself. Actually, men should da-da-da-da-da. And I stopped and I thought about it, and actual reality is that he's not wrong. I feel like as women, we explore ourselves, we know what we do and don't like, and we feel as though we can guide men. But the actual reality is a lot of it is based on what we watch when we watch things like porn, or when people tell you what their experiences are like, instead of from ourselves. So I want to delve deep into this masturbation topic and self-pleasure, and just figuring out as a woman what is best for you and how you get aroused and what turns you on. Let's get right into it. Also, before we start, I'm looking on the viewfinder, right? Because my skin right now, huns, is like abysmal. Like, I don't know what is making me break out, but it is just not okay in any way, shape or form. But aside from that, I want to hit you guys with some facts, right? Some fun, cool facts, because these are things that I didn't even know, and now I do. And when I found out, I was like, okay, this makes me feel a little bit better. Between 20 and 25% of women have actually never masturbated. They've never touched themselves, they've never used toys, for example, they've never masturbated, they've never made themselves have an orgasm. And actually, I'm quite surprised that it's such a low number. I really genuinely expected it to be like 45% of women have never done it, but I guess we gotta do it on our own time. You know, nobody makes us feel as good as we do. Just saying. But 20 to 25% of people have never done it. So first of all, let me just say to my babies that are going to be watching this and they're like, oh, I've never done that, I've never experimented. You ain't alone, honey. There's a lot of us that haven't, and that's just how it is. That's just the way life is. You don't have to. Let me just make that abundantly clear. I know I always do my disclaimers of saying like, I am not a gynecologist, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I am not a psychologist, I am not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist. Like, this is just me having big girl talks with my fellow beauties about things that I guess some of our parents never taught us when we were raised, or just things that I have knowledge on, or things that you've asked me to talk about. Let me just get that out there. But I don't want you to feel like if you haven't done this, there is something wrong with you. I feel like a lot of people felt or assumed that if you masturbated, it would lower your sex drive, it would mean you wouldn't have sex as much or anymore. Cancel that thought entirely. actually, the more you masturbate, the more sex you're gonna wanna have. And the reason behind that is because when you masturbate and give yourself an orgasm, or someone gives you an orgasm, it increases the blood flow, it stimulates your brain to put you in the mood, and it also releases sex hormones. And that actually causes you to want to have more sex. So just an FYI for all my babies out there that think that when you masturbate it means that you're not going to want to have sex anymore. That is not the case. Sometimes I talk to you guys and I sit here and I'm like, I feel like I need to take note myself. But I definitely for a very long time was a believer that when you masturbate it means that you're not going to want to have sex because you're done. But actually no, it stimulates you, it turns you on, and it keeps you going. Little tip for my baby. These little sex hormones that get released, so oxytocin for example, the dopamine, I think it's pronounced dopamine, that gives you like this rush and release of extreme pleasure. They're actually good for your mental health. Hear me out 1 second, let me just explain it a little bit more. Basically, if you're feeling anxious or you are stressed or you're feeling some tension, the release of those good hormones and the good sensation that happens when you either have sex or you masturbate can actually distract you from the stress and anxiety that is going on. Fun fact. So sometimes it's best to just take a step back, sit down, do what you gotta do, and you'll actually be fine for the rest of the day. Okay, now we're gonna go real deep and we're gonna talk about the different types of masturbation. If you're not someone that wants to know this that in depth, either forward me or stop watching now. So we have clitoral masturbation, vaginal masturbation, anal masturbation, a combo masturbation, and different zones on your body. So places like ears or nipples or necks. So places that you think wouldn't stimulate you in the same way, but actually it does. So you know when you like a little nibbling on the ear or a little nibbling on your nipple or biting of the neck, those places too, they can be included in masturbation. Can I just point out that masturbating doesn't have to lead to an orgasm. If it does, hip hip fucking hooray. If it doesn't, it doesn't have to. But there are definitely ways, I would say anyway, that you kind of can set the mood and get the tone right that can lead to that, you know. And it's just a little bit of like, you dim the lights, maybe add a little red tint. Whoa. Set the mood for yourself. If you are someone that would like to use lube, that is okay. I've never really been a massive fan of it, to be honest, but if you are someone that likes to use lube and it helps and it makes it easier, or you've never done this and this is your first time and you're scared of how it might feel, or you're scared you're going to hurt yourself, lube is always a good solution. It just makes things a lot easier, a lot more slippery, slip and slide and whatnot. Definitely use some lube if you are someone that feels like you might need it, or if you're scared, it definitely eases the situation. Don't think about anything else. Let your mind kind of just drift away, focus on what you're focusing on, not so hard that it's like a written exam and you're kind of just like, I must succeed. Like, don't focus on it so much that it's that intense, but focus on it enough that your mind isn't thinking about what's going to happen at work tomorrow, what you're having for lunch, or what you had for breakfast, or what your dinner is, or I need to stop thinking about food, or anything like that. Like, let your mind just wander and just relax and think about the feeling and the process of what you're going through. There is absolutely no need to rush. You're not going anywhere. I mean, you might be heading out soon, but then do it when you have enough time. There's no need to force yourself to be finished. There's no need to force yourself to feel a certain way. Just take your time, breathe through it, relax, and just enjoy the moment. Introduce some new things. Introduce the nipple, introduce some toys. And I won't do like a whole in-depth description of what toys you can use, because I know for sure that you guys can definitely find that out. But don't be scared to introduce those into your moment. I'm gonna call it a moment because it is. It's like a moment of just you time. That is the real fucking definition of me time, okay? When people say they want some me time, what they really mean is they want some me time. I just want to get this particular point out of the way because I feel like someone watching this might think that this is the case. If you are in a relationship and you are masturbating, it is okay. There's nothing to worry about. It does not mean that you're not having enough sex elsewhere. We have our own needs and we are okay to satisfy ourselves. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and do what it is you've got to do without feeling like, oh my God, my partner isn't satisfying me. If though your reason behind it is because your partner's not satisfying you, then you definitely need to have a conversation with him or her about it. The same way that masturbating regularly can make your sex drive increase some more or make you want to have sex more is the same way that when you have more sex, it makes you want to masturbate more. You're just gonna be fucking horny all the time. One of the biggest benefits as well of masturbating, and I find this one very interesting, is that you can explore the option of having multiple orgasms. So I know this is something that I feel like a lot of females always say they've never had a chance of experiencing. Shame on the men out there, or just shame on your partners out there, but you can explore the idea of having multiple orgasms because you're taking the time to explore yourself. If you find it one avenue, you can find it another avenue, and voila, do it all at the same time, bing bang bong, you're good to go. It's actually easier for vaginas to allow you to have multiple orgasms because one thing that we women don't need that men need is a recovery time. We're good to go straight after. I mean, yeah, we might be a little bit extra sensitive. We might need a little time out for a couple of minutes, but we don't need like a natural recovery time for everything to relax and to not be in pain or anything like that, unless we are in pain, but you know what I'm trying to say. If we're not in that type of situation, we don't require a recovery time. And that is something that is very beautiful about it, is that we can actually keep going. So the chance of having multiple orgasms is a lot higher as well. Not too sure how spiritual my babies are watching this, but when you have your orgasm, you're at your highest point of energy within your body. And you're actually always at your highest point of manifestation. When you're in a place of not thinking of absolutely anything other than the moment you are going through, what you're experiencing and what you're feeling at that current moment, that is the best time to think of all things positive and all things good. Manifest life. Think about it a little bit deeper. That is actually something that I've known for a while now, and it's something that originally I didn't think was like a true thing. It is. It genuinely is. It helps when you are just in a state of almost nothingness. Like, you know when you're in a state of I'm just chilling, I'm just relaxing, and I'm just living through this sensation and this moment. That is the state it basically puts you in, and that is probably one of the best times to manifest. Can I also just say, please, can you make sure that you don't masturbate publicly? It is illegal. It is most definitely illegal, so can we please make sure we're not doing that? I just want to add that out. Like, a private place is definitely good. Like, granted, if you and your partner like to get it off and pop it in a public place, that's your whole own business, to be honest. That's definitely up to you. But can we please make sure we try and masturbate in private places and don't get arrested? That would be a great thing. That would definitely be great. One of the last things I want to touch on as well, because I feel like it's been very to the script and very formal, and quite frankly my McDonald's is waiting for me downstairs, is about watching porn and masturbating. That is fine. It actually helps you explore your sexuality and understand yourself better and understand what turns you on a lot more. If there are certain things that can help you get off when you're doing it. So if you're watching porn and you notice that you like watching particular types of porn or particular videos or particular porn stars, and you figure out what it is about them that it is you like, it helps you identify and relate to yourself more. You know what type of person you are into, you know what type of sex you want to have. But what I would say is, don't watch it and think that that's exactly what it's going to be like. It doesn't always work that way. It takes time, and like the saying goes, practice makes perfect. So just a disclaimer, don't think you're going to watch porn and then sex and masturbation is going to be exactly like what you've seen. That's not how it works, honey. This turns me on too. When I'm masturbating, I like how this feels. This is what I want to happen, and this is how I'm going to reach my orgasms, because, honey, we've said it in previous videos, we're going to say it again. Us women don't get to orgasm enough. We just don't. But we're going to, and it's absolutely okay, because now we have the tricks. On the topic of just exploring and understanding yourself, there is absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. If you use toys, use toys. If you've never used one and you want to try one, and you know of people that do, don't be scared to ask them and say, hey, can you kind of let me know what the best thing is to use, what works, what doesn't, how does it make you feel? You can Google a whole lot. Honey, go to Ann Summers. They have everything you need and more there. But don't feel scared and feel like, oh my god, this is such a dark thing that I'm doing. It is so normal and so very much okay, and actually quite self-loving as well. It's all about self-care, you know, we love a self-care over here. To take the time back and just enjoy yourself for the person you are. Obviously, I know I didn't touch on male masturbation much, but that's because this is for my beautiful, gorgeous women out here. I hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. If you want me to expand more and do a little bit more of an in-depth one, I am open to it. Like, let's get real deep and real into it and whatnot. But for now, I'm gonna love and leave you guys with just those little gems. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Oh, I have a question for you guys. If I wanted to turn my girls talk videos on here into like a podcast, what do you guys think of the idea? Let me know. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.